What's up, family? We about to deconstruct the accidental narrative of Nolan Wells' death.
Nolan Wells deniers. Why do you think that his friends told the cops that they didn't know the girl that he went with?
The last time I saw Nolan was 3 o'clock, and Nolan was cradling a girl in his arms, Katie. Katie. And Katie, Nolan was sitting there, and the last time I saw him, I looked at Nolan, and Nolan was like shaking his head, laughing, and I was like, dude, you crazy. I was like just joking with him. And but anyway, Nolan, that was the last time I laid eyes on him.
It's weird how in Warren's little interview he fails to mention that he spoke with the deputies, and several friends claimed they didn't know the girl he left with. Right here, 1:30 in the morning. Even though they were supposedly texting with Katie, right? Didn't get their story straight yet. Right there, in black and white, the boys lied.
Now check out how this interrogator breaks down Warren's interview with Officer Breadcrumbs.
Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl.
What?
And
No. Hold up. Stop. That directly contradicts what this guy just said like 2 minutes ago. Oh my God.
He's saying exactly what everybody else been saying. It's a conflicting report. On one hand, Katie's saying this, and on the other hand, Warren and his buddies are saying that. That alone should have already led to an arrest. On top of that, when they first talked to the police, they said they didn't even know the girl Katie.
I don't believe that he is being honest about the true nature of his friendship with Nolan Wells. He's saying he's his best friend. He's like a brother.
If he was actually his best friend or brother, as he stated probably over 20 times in them interviews, he would have known his mother a little bit better than that. He would have known his father a little bit better than that. He would have spent time at their house a little bit more than that. See, something's not adding up. How many best friends does he really have? 10? Y'all say y'all all best friends. Y'all all like brothers. So I think it's a group of y'all. But y'all all not best friends. And y'all certainly wasn't best friends to Nolan Wells.
Jax was a friend I think we've met in passing before. And that's the thing. You know, I always say there's a difference in meeting someone, knowing of someone, and then knowing someone. Knowing implies that we've sat down, we've had discussions about your hopes, your dreams, you know, knowing you, okay, hey, he stayed at my house, which Wyatt, one of his friends, he had stayed at our house a couple of times. And then Jax, again, that was one I just maybe saw in passing a few times. There was only a handful of young men that we actually knew, like he grew up with. And when I say grew up, I'm saying from like first grade, they've known each other all through high school now that they're graduated. And that would be like Jalen and Javon, LeBaron. Those are kids that we knew.
See, people use that word best friend too loosely. Everybody not your friend. Some of them are friends, but most of them are associates. You'll be lucky to have 2 good friends in your whole lifetime. The rest of them will come and they will go.
But all of his language and how he tells the story and how he talks about Nolan, how he talks about everything, leads me to believe that it's an associative relationship. They just are in the same friend group or same circle of friends. They're on an association matrix. They can be
not
correlated.
best friends.
I don't think they're best friends like brother friends. I think that's overstating the relationship, and I find that to be a red flag. But what just happened, I find to be a massive red flag, and I think this needs to be looked into.
See, what y'all don't get is Officer Tatum, he trying to straddle the fence. He don't know if them boys guilty. He don't know if they innocent. But he already picked a side. He's trying to tell American people that these some good old American good boys. And they couldn't have did nothing wrong. But see, the more they talk, the more they look guilty.
Listen, so you guys get ready to leave out of there, getting towed out.
Yeah.
And then where's Nolan in this situation?
Well, Nolan was The last time I saw Nolan was
Listen.
3 o'clock.
Last time he saw Nolan was 3 o'clock. That is critically important information. Listen to what he just said, because he said the last time he saw Nolan was 3 o'clock. Now, let me show you where he said that they were towing the boats out. Watch this. All right, right here,
Preach.
he's talking about when his buddy Bart pulls out his buddy Wyatt's boat. So Bart is on one boat, and he's pulling out Wyatt's boat. Wyatt's boat is the one that you've heard about was taking on water and sinking, and that's why they had to leave Horn Island. I want you to pay attention to this.
To where we're out of all this, all this chaos, because we left at 4:30 and there was still.
We left at 4:30. We left at 4:30. This guy just said that the last time he saw Nolan was 3 o'clock. Very specific time. Now, how did he know it was 3 o'clock? Brandon Tatum didn't ask him that. If this was an interrogation, that's a key question I would ask. How do you know it was 3 o'clock?
See, I was watching this clip of Nolan Wells' mom running back through her mind the things that happened on July 4th. She called her son's phone several times. And then around 10:40, she called her son again. And about 12 minutes later, Warren calls his mom. Now, isn't that suspicious? So the whole day, after y'all got back on land, the mom's been calling that phone. Now, all of a sudden, you hear it ringing. I know you heard it ringing. It wasn't dead. It had to have charge on it. Now, is that the reason why you got a little worried about Nolan? You heard the phone ringing? I mean, these are just questions that I'm asking. See, Mississippi, y'all better do y'all job, because we doing it for you.
Me and my sister, we made an order of pancit, which is a Filipino noodle dish for one of our friends. They were having a big
Pay attention.
get together, and we really didn't have anything planned for the 4th. So me and my sister are, cleaning up, and this is about 8. And she's like, hey, Nolan hasn't texted us. And that was the thing. Nolan was really big with communication with us, right? And so I call him, doesn't answer. I end the call. Call back, and this is probably, I think, maybe around 8. Don't quote me on the times, guys. So then I call again later around 8, still no answer. And then I want to say I called one more time, and I think that was at 10:48. So I'm in the kitchen, my phone rings. Now this is probably early 11 o'clock, somewhere around there. Phone rings when I make it back to the phone, and I'm like, whose number is this? Because, we get weird phone calls sometimes. They didn't leave a message. Number pops back up. I pick up the phone because it says maybe Warren. And I'm like, Warren? So this is 11:07. That's per my cell phone records. So I answered the phone. He's like, hey, Miss Christine, have you seen or talked to Nolan? I said, no. Why? He should be with you guys.
With you.
And he said, oh, no, well, when we went to the island, there was a girl named Katie that he met, and he had decided to stay behind. And I said, what? Because we know our child. And Nolan isn't one to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to stay here with this girl that I just met. So I'm on the phone with him. Now I'm in a panic. I'm running into my room. Elmore was in bed watching a different movie, and I'm like frantic. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, Nolan is missing. I'm trying to pull up the GPS as I'm talking to him. And at some point, he tells me that, I was like, well, his phone says GPS Life 360, not Snapchat.
Right.
Life 360 says that he's on land. And he was like, well, no, I mean, well, we have his phone. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, okay. Because at that point, you're telling me, this is coming from Warren, don't worry about it. We're going to find him. It's going to be okay. Don't tell me not to worry. This is my child, my flesh and blood that I brought into this world. And you're telling me not to worry. Absolutely not.
So this is what we know so far. We know a group of friends went out on several different boats. They all come back home safely, except for Nolan Wells. Is Katie's story matching exactly what the boy said? I don't think so. And if Nolan did decide to stay back, how was he going to get back home? See, you can fool a fool, but you can't fool me. Thanks for watching my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up in that comment section. Let me know what you think of the video. Deuces.